Hello. So this is the last video I'm doing tonight. I had to remind myself of the topic as I momentarily forgot this. So I was checking. I filmed this on a laptop, and that is. Oh, and yes, by the way, people who've been watching, this is the third video. Yes, the wall is yellow. It's sunflower yellow. When we moved in, it was gray, like gray, and we got a lot of trees. Doesn't get a lot of sunlight. Spend a lot of time indoors during the summer because we have central AC, and it's the South. And yeah, it's just as hot and muggy as advertised. My wife's gonna do great at her new job. I hope she does well for a few years, but I don't think I want to spend more than about 4 or 5 years here. Uh, Denver seems nice. um, Maybe Seattle. Who knows? But then she'll be a lot more professionally better. Anyway, so this video is on asexuality. I've been asked to do it before. I'm going to freely admit I'm not an asexual. I am a heterosexual. I am. If people like to think about sexuality as some kind of spectrum, then I would be. If heterosexuality is here, I'm like dead there. I don't understand what women and gay men see in men. I get what lesbians see in women. That's pretty much where I sit. Bisexuals and lesbians, yes. Bisexuals, lesbians, and other men, I get what they see in women. Gay men, bisexuals, and women, I don't get what you see in us. I'm just happy my wife loves me. Uh, you know, so I do my thing, they do their thing. Everyone gets to do a thing. Everyone's happy. Asexuals, I know there's a whole bunch of them. There's a bunch of different kinds. It is more common in species on Earth for asexuality when the species gets crowded. We're getting crowded. We see more asexuals. That makes sense to me. Is it a cause and effect? I don't know. But it is observed in other species, so maybe that's why we're seeing more of them now. Conversely, we have better detection techniques for people to go, hey, this and this and this. Maybe I'm an asexual. And then the psychologist, psychiatrist, doctor, whatever goes, yep, have fun. And maybe it's because we're more open about it. They're always there. No, I don't feel so bad coming out. I just don't feel like having nookie. Okay. And I know there's some that like romantic relationships but whine because, sorry, I piss people off when I say that, but the truth is people whine. I'm a Jewish guy. Kvetching is a part of our DNA. It's right there. It's guilt and kvetching and, good food. So you like guilt, kvetching, matzah. Have you called your mother? That's our DNA. And I have met a few asexuals that they whined they couldn't find a romantic relationship. I said, what are you going to do to please this person that you want to have a romantic relationship with sexually? And they go, I don't know. And I've seen gay asexuals, i.e., people who want to have romantic relationships with people of their own sex. I have met one intersex transsexual. That was kind of an interesting conversation. I thought the person needed a lot of therapy. They probably did. There was a lot going on in their head that they needed to sort out. But nice person, just deserved to have a little bit more of a settled mind than their mind was giving them. I've met straight asexuals. I've met asexuals that are like, you know what, um, romance, sex, meh. I've seen people claim that Benedict Cumberbatch's character in Sherlock is an asexual. I don't think he is. Um, I think he's very uncomfortable with sex. I think that he's straight. I think that he thinks of sex as a distraction. That he takes care of it via other means, being prostitutes. So that when he met the woman in the something in Belgrade, the one if you watch the PBS Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch, where she's totally naked and he can't read her for beans. Um, I think that it was him falling in love. I think that was him falling in love, and clearly he values family, and clearly he values relationships because he values Watson and Watson's wife and their child and his brother and his family. He's just not very comfortable with it because he sees everything. And we find out he's a lot more normal than it turns out. But I don't think he's an asexual. I met a few, and it's like people who don't smoke, people who don't drink. I mean, talk to them. If you're not asexual, find and you know someone who is, just talk to them. They're going to talk about not wanting to deal with sex, at least in my experience, like non-drinkers, no religious reason, they just don't like booze. Talk about not having booze. Like me, yeah, no, some asexuals talk about, my wife mentioned this, some asexuals talk about sex the way I talk about fish. Oh, God, it's disgusting. Oh, get that away from me. Oh, the smell. Oh, the sight. Ugh. I don't like, I can butcher fish as long as I'm wearing gloves because the tactile feel is nuts on me. I can't actually butcher squid, although I'll eat it. But fish, like moans, fish, not squid, not sea bugs, fish. I can't stand the smell of. I can't eat. It's disgusting. As I say, fish is not food. Fish is what food eats. There's plenty of things that eat fish, and I'll eat them. And yeah. And that's in a way, it's a lot like how asexuals talk about sex. Oh God, sex. And the drives them blues nuts. Other people are just like, they're just like, ooh, ooh. But I do understand that there are there I've talked to on a site where there was one guy who was asexual and he tried to insist that all Aspies were asexual because he was asexual. Another one of the Aspie traps. It is true for me. I'm an Aspie, therefore it is true for all Aspies. Had that a few times myself on certain things. I can't remember what they are, but I remember feeling that way that I'm an Aspie. Alcohol. I don't like alcohol. It drives me nuts. It leaves me out of control. Therefore, other Aspies must be like me because I'm an Aspie. Oh, boy, was I wrong. Oh, God, I was so wrong. I got a couple of Aspie friends. They get drunk off their ass and love it. And I just don't see the attraction. I probably never will. It may have to do with how I grew up taking medication that, made drinking alcohol not fun. It could be, who knows? Point is, I made an assumption based upon that something is true about me, therefore it must be true about other aspects. That's wrong. I've seen the same thing come out about asexuality. Oh, and when I mentioned, sorry, I apologize, I just kicked the camera. I mentioned that to the guy. I said, hey, look, I've been married for a couple of years. I've had sex plenty of times. I love the heck out of it. I think women are gorgeous. I love having sex with women. This is a fantastic thing for me. I'm an Aspie, therefore what you say isn't true. And he goes, oh, well, you're just faking it to get societal acceptance. What? I didn't have a girlfriend until I was 26. I was having one-night stands because they were easier and less socially tiring. And then I finally got around to having a girlfriend, mostly out of luck. She's a great, we're now clearly parted for many, many years. She's a great woman. And I hope she's doing well. And, I had a friend from high school that I really, really wanted to date, but I couldn't, make that happen. And I was telling her that, a year ago. And I said, hey, I wanted to sleep with you. I wanted to date you. But I couldn't, connect the dots. And she was like, really? That never really came up. And I'm like, that's how bad at it I am. But I'm married now, and she's married now. So, yay. Time helps, because I'm like, yeah, she's helped me out. Good friend. In fact, she would have gotten me a job in Raleigh if her company had an outlet here. It turns out they have one in Charlotte, but not here. Damn. She's like, I'm gonna get you a job when you move, and I'm like, cool. I'll move to Raleigh. She's like, why Raleigh? Your wife's a chef. Move to Charlotte. She's been trying to get me she likes to help her friends out, and she knows that she thinks I'd be a valuable addition to the company. So she's frustrated. I don't go anywhere. But if we ever move to Denver, she can hook me up because apparently they have a store in Denver. I mentioned that. She's like, Denver, go there. Anyway, asexuals. Not a genetically transferable. It is not a sex. It is not an inheritable condition, as somebody once said. Because if asexuals do the things they want to do, they don't necessarily have kids. I know there's a spectrum in it. Let's just take it for the base. Don't want to have sex is not going to have sex. Yeah, you're probably not going to pass that on to your kids because you're not going to have any. Not a problem. Plenty of kids in the world. We don't need more. I think they're perfectly fine people. I'm going to tell you the truth. I love my wife. I love having sex with my wife. But I can see the advantage of being an asexual, not having to worry about that, and yeah, doing all of that, and there we go. So that's cool. I hope they're doing well. I apologize, my phone rang. Somebody I knew was calling me, and yeah. So if you're an asexual and you're having problems, write about it below. I'd love to hear about it. I know I've met some that they're doing just fine in life and everything's going great. They're able to drop a big distraction in their life and just kind of focus. So, kind of envy them a little on that. I wouldn't trade my wife, wouldn't trade her sex life, but again, can see the advantage. Y'all have a good evening, and I did find a local HEMA club, the Triangle Sword Guild. They're lovely people. I'm having a great time. So y'all have a good day. And again, if you're an asexual and you're watching this video, please write about your experiences below. I would love to hear more. Clearly, there's none in my family. As far as I know, there's no even there's outside of my deceased grandfather. There's no homosexuals in my family, which I find kind of odd because I got a big family. Anyway, please write about your experiences. If you know anybody or somebody in your family, please write about it below. Y'all have a good evening.